So, I was reading Reddit the other day, and I came across the subreddit, Am I the Asshole? And I thought to myself, who better to make judgments than a bunch of assholes?
This is United Aholes, a video cast discussing cultural topics with no filter.
All right, welcome back to United Aholes, my favorite place on the internet. Ryan's got some questions for us, I think, about are we the asshole?
No, I was browsing Reddit. Reddit has a subreddit called Am I the Asshole?
Okay.
So in random, I picked one out and I figured we could discuss and let them know if they were or were not the asshole because we're experts.
Yeah, that's right. We're unionized.
I'm into that.
Unionized?
Yeah. We're united.
I didn't pay my dues.
Well, we don't pay dues. We're assholes.
Yeah,
There are dues, by the way. We just don't pay them.
we're just not doing it.
I guess that makes sense. So this one was brought by user Beanie Back. So thank you for the submission, even though you didn't give it to us. We stole it.
I want my beanie back, beanie back, beanie back.
Beanie Back goes to university, and he was taking an exam. During his exam, he looked over and noticed two other people cheating with note cards. Now, since this exam is graded on a curve, he knew that the cheaters having a higher score could actually affect his position in the curve. So, intelligently, I think, he wrote a note, and I apologize if I'm assuming your gender incorrectly, but he wrote a note on his test, took his test up to the teacher and says, I need to go to the washroom. Can you hold my test so you know I'm not cheating? On the test, he wrote what he saw. He goes to the washroom. He comes back. The teacher hands him the test back. And she wrote, I'll take care of it. A couple minutes later, after watching and seeing for themselves, the teacher asks those two students to get up, meet them in the hallway. They don't come back when she comes back in. Now, the school has a zero tolerance for cheating policy, so they failed that exam, which would be a large portion of their year-end score.
Right.
So this person wants to know, are they the asshole for ratting out their fellow student?
Absolutely not.
I think they kind of are.
I do not. And the reason why
What?
is because you had said it. They are affecting me.
Can we pause momentarily? I'll edit this out. But I heard a really weird noise. Did you hear that?
It's his phone.
My phone.
He got a message.
I thought it was a horn honking or something.
I thought maybe my phone buzzing to tell me that it stopped recording.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Now Luke messaged me on Skype.
Thanks, Luke.
Fuck you, Luke.
Fucking prick.
Fucking Luke's got
He can't even be an asshole. He's a prick.
United pricks.
our
They
competitor.
stand up together.
They stand up together. Okay, so you don't think,
I don't know. Like,
or you think he was the asshole? I'm sorry.
no. Or yes. Yeah. I don't know. There's an unspoken agreement among students. If you see someone cheating, you judge them silently, but it's like, well,
But in
whatever.
this case, it
But in
was
this
a
case, it would
curve.
affect the
Right,
curve.
but
Yeah.
you've affected their lives now by...
yeah.
You just altered the curve in the other way.
Right.
I mean, they did a wrong thing. They shouldn't have cheated, and they deserve to fail the test.
But they wouldn't have failed the
Right.
test.
Does he say what the subject is? What they were taking? Or he just says that he was taking a test. We don't know what it's for. Because I'm going to throw some context in here.
No, I don't remember reading that. No, they
Okay.
don't say what he was taking in.
So I'm going to throw in, I don't know this, obviously. He is becoming a doctor. He sees people cheating.
That changes everything.
Clearly, they are not ready for this subject because notes and just copying it over on the test.
Okay.
And then you forget it
So if
later
it
on.
was-
Why is it
And
his responsibility to keep people in check?
And
though?
you advance, and you become a doctor, and you're actually not competent enough, or whatever.
That's right. Hippocratic oath, do no harm.
Even
So
lawyer. Even lawyer.
To
You know what I
counter
mean?
that, if it was American history,
Okay.
is it still the same?
Did it say
issue?
there was university, right?
It is
that what
university,
said?
yeah.
Okay.
Do you still have that same feeling?
I worked for my grades. I'm putting myself in his shoes. I worked for my grades. These people did not. They probably are either not doing well in the course through partying too hard, not being prepared, and maybe they just suck at taking tests. There may be reasons why they've done it. I've paid my money to go to this institution. I've done my homework. I'm doing the best I can with what I crammed in here, and I'm taking this test, and I look up and see somebody taking the easy route. I don't think he was an asshole.
Okay, so the subject matter doesn't matter. You said it's a doctor as a point of reference, but it doesn't really matter in your mind.
No, it doesn't. I just wanted to say that there are situations, I guess, where it would be
detrimental to public safety.
Right, exactly. Right. But stepping back away from that, yeah, I still don't think that would piss me off, quite frankly. Especially, clearly he knows these students, and he may know, I would expect that out of them. And you know what? I'm fucking not letting them away with it.
He may or may not know. I mean, it's university, you don't know everybody, true. So.
But as a contrast to that, I mean, is there any career where you can't do your own looking up of something while you're on the job? If you don't know something, you can find out pretty easily.
Paramedic, I would argue, is
and
a doctor.
Yeah.
I don't know. Doctors
can. Yeah.
It depends on your position. If you're an ER doctor that's receiving that ambulance, you're not going to have time to stop and go,
true.
What do I do in this case?
Yeah. We're talking.
Most people don't go
to school
Google,
into fix surgery, this patient.
We're talking medical practice. Like you're talking, you know, you just go in to see your doctor, my knee's sore. Well,
they do tests. A lot of work.
Exactly. But you're right. I mean, somebody that arrives at the scene of an accident. Hang on. No, it looks like he's bleeding out. Let me look up some pictures.
Oh, my internet connection's not good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, he has bled out. I'm sorry.
So we got one, not the asshole.
Okay. So they're absolute morons without looking.
They didn't have a celebrity mom that bribed somebody to get them into university.
Yeah.
But they did.
One against your...
stupid.
One against...
I'm...
torn between two lovers. Feeling like a fool.
In the instance, and putting some context around it, I have to say, no, they're not the asshole.
Okay. Ken?
Definitely not the asshole.
Not the asshole. So we have 3 against 1, I guess. And I thought this would be a little bit more controversial for the exact fact that Josh brought up. There is an unwritten rule in society that you do not rat.
Right.
Right? There's a no rat policy I personally don't agree with.
Yeah. I mean, with context, obviously. I mean, there are circumstances where you have to, rat on someone. I don't see this as a circumstance where it's incredibly important to...
I don't know. He did it in a really cool way, too, instead of like...
Oh, he was smart. He didn't just call himself out.
Clearly, he probably passed the test because he was clever enough to secretly take the message.
Well, he was clever enough to go to the washroom and look up the answers that he posted in the bathroom stall wall, not just take a card to the test. Like
there you go.
He didn't get caught.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go. That's right.
I'm gonna round table one here for you. Have any of you ever cheated on a test?
Sure. Yeah, totally.
No.
I mean, no, I haven't. Yeah, I mean, of course I have. You guys haven't cheated on a test?
I don't remember cheating on a test.
No.
I didn't cheat on a test, but I cheated in school once I realized a loophole.
What was the loophole?
Okay, so I'll tell you a quick little story.
He could get his teacher fired if she fell in love with him.
No.
I actually have a story about that, but...
I had a shop teacher in high school. I took automotive because I had ambitions to want to be a car designer or automotive technician of some type. And we had to do these things called labs in automotive. Mm-hmm. So you would study a certain component of a vehicle, and then you'd have to write out the lab. And the lab consisted of a series of questions around that and what your findings were and blah, 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 blah. And it always started with a cover sheet. So you had your cover sheet on it, put your staple in the corner. Page 2, your lab is filled out. Page 3 is for any diagrams and any reference materials and blah, 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 blah. And you hand it in. Shop teacher would take the labs and 3 days later hand them back. And you had to turn in so many labs through the term. So it wasn't like you had to do one a day or one a week.
Right.
It was just X amount of labs for the course. So you could write them at your own leisure. You just had to have them done at the end of the term. I did my first one. I got it back. I got an 89%. That's cool. I did my second one. I got an 89%. Kind of made me twitch my head a little bit. I did my third one. I got an 89%. So my fourth one, I did it properly. I put the staple in the corner as depicted, and then I took one of those glue sticks and I glued the corners of every paper, stuck it together, and handed it in. And I got it back, and I got 89%,
No way.
and not a fucking seal was broken. So from that moment forward, my labs were a cover page and nothing.
Wow.
Nice.
I still knew the material, but it was just to prove the point. The teacher wasn't checking. I got 89 on every goddamn one. Once he pigeonholed you into a pocket, that's where you stayed.
Wow.
So if you started the year as a 67, you were a 67 through the course.
Wow.
So don't fuck up your first lab is what I learned from that guy.
Yeah.
Make a good first impression.
Was that cheating?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No.
No, I don't think so either.
No.
Why don't you
That's
think
not
that was cheating? That was
Because
Okay.
he handed in his work. His work was
no, he
marked.
didn't.
Yeah.
He
Yes, he
handed
did.
in
No,
he
no.
handed in a paper that was
No.
meant to look like he had done the work.
Right, but
That's
that's his
not
work.
cheating.
No, that is 100%
If the teacher
cheating.
did
No.
their job, he wouldn't have got an 89.
That doesn't mean it's
he
not
did
cheating.
what he was supposed to do.
If you
That's
cheat
right.
on a test and
All he did was have
the
to submit
teacher
a
gives you
lab.
an 89%, you still cheated on the test. Just the teacher didn't notice.
But
Right.
he actually knew the material. It was
Yeah,
pass
but-
in so many labs, and he goes bang, 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 bang. Didn't get nailed on it. That's not cheating because he still knew the material.
So it's not cheating. That's
it's
you're
not
wrong.
cheating
No.
because he didn't falsify
What
the
if- but-
information that
Yeah.
he knew.
That's
he
right.
didn't.
He didn't put information
It
on a
is
paper
cheating though
didn't
because
know.
he did falsify because he gave it in saying that this is my lab when
Right.
it wasn't his lab.
Yes, it was. It was just
no.
empty.
It was
was
something
just
made to
empty.
look Ryan. God damn it! It was something made to look like a lab, but
Right.
it is not his lab.
Why wasn't
but
it?
he
Yeah,
was
oh, wait, yes,
Is
it was.
what he was
Yes,
willing
it
to
was.
submit as his lab. That is his lab.
no.
He didn't take it from somebody else.
I don't care.
He didn't-
It's still
he didn't
cheating.
He
cheat.
did the
No.
work himself.
No.
No, he didn't do any fucking work.
That's his lab.
Yes, he did.
He cheated.
That's not cheating.
He.
Yes, it is.
No. You had to pass in a lab. He passed in a lab.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
What
No,
did he
did
pass
not.
in then?
He
Yeah.
passed in a piece of paper that he thought looked like a lab.
Which is a lab.
No, it is not.
Yeah.
By
No.
any definition, that is a lab.
Randy, what was the lab? What was the assignment? Give me an example of what a lab was.
A lab would have been the function of connecting rods to a
Okay.
piston.
Did you, with this lab specifically, did you do that specifically what was asked?
Everything except for the written part.
But you handed it in without the written part.
Right, and had the teacher...
How much of the lab is the written part?
It would have been half of the work.
Okay, so half of the work. You didn't do that half of the work.
No, I did not.
Okay, but you passed it off as if having done the work.
Okay, so
No, he did not. That's where you're wrong. He passed in the actual work that he did.
No. Oh,
That cover
Right?
page
Because he
had
didn't do it,
information on
but he passed it in and he did not do it.
but he passed it in knowing that, okay, this is going to look like I did the work.
hoping.
No,
Okay.
it
First
would
one,
not look
hoping.
like he did the work. He knew that nobody was looking, but he didn't expect
But he
them to
knew
think.
that the teacher would take that lab, look at it, and say, okay, Randy did the lab, 89%.
Right.
But what if the teacher did it the first time and noticed the glue and went, Jurassic Park moment, clever boy. And he was it on it.
It's still cheating.
So how does Randy not cheat in this situation?
He does the lab.
He did.
He did.
No, he didn't.
He did the whole lab.
Did you do the written portion of the lab?
I did the cover page.
Did you do the
Did he-
written portion of the lab?
And he passed in the written portion of the lab.
I just
empty.
chose not to write it.
so you,
literally-
okay. Oh, I did the essay. I just didn't fucking write it.
All right,
I have
but if
a-
you turn
I
out
have
a
a
test
test
without
with
answering
50
all the
questions
questions,
on it.
are you cheating?
Are you passing it in knowing that they won't look and know that they'll...
Does that knowledge matter?
Yes.
How does it matter?
Because you are purposefully misleading your teacher
He's not
into
misleading
thinking...
anybody.
Yes, he
passed
is.
in his lab.
He glued the goddamn corners
Only on
Yes.
on one lab
Yeah.
that he didn't do.
one. From that point forward,
So how does
I
he
didn't
not
move.
cheat in that scenario?
He does the fucking lab. What?
Yeah,
I don't
he did.
understand. No, he didn't. He
Listen,
didn't do
wait. He got what you got? 98. That's
No,
what you-
89.
89. He did 89% of the work.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he fucking did. He did 89% of the fucking work, and anybody else that got 89% did 89% of the fucking work. As far as the teacher saw, this guy knows what he's doing. He's competent with the tools. He passes in to say 89%, 89%, 89%. When the teacher got to the one that the work wasn't done, he was still confident enough in his student to know the work and know what he's doing to go, I know he's good enough, 89%. He did not cheat because he came away from the class with the knowledge in his head.
How does that mean that he did not cheat? Because he knows. I can know how to do the math, but I can.
Randy just said he knew how to do the work.
All right.
That doesn't matter. He still cheated.
It doesn't matter if
Wait. Okay, let's put it into a different context. Let's change it from shop class. Okay, let's go right back to what we were talking about before. Doctor.
Right.
Okay, you need to pass in labs. On procedures.
Sure.
Okay. So he does the work. He learns how to do I'm going to pick a big one this is completely fucking stupid, but just go with me. Heart transplant. He does the work. He knows how the heart transplant works. The information is up here.
Fine.
Okay. But he has to show that he knows the work. So he's done liver transplant. He's done fucking breast implants. He's done, and he gets to the last one, which is heart, and he realizes this teacher is not. I don't need to do all this fucking writing. I know how to do a heart transplant. I know exactly how everything.
So I'm not going to do the work, and I'm passing it off as if I did the work.
I'm going to write on the cover. Here's all the stuff I know on the cover. I'm going to pass that in. But he becomes a doctor, and he has to do a transplant.
Right.
If he knows how to do the transplant anyway. It doesn't make 2 licks of fucking difference to me whether he passed in that lab 10 years ago. It matters to me whether he can do the work. And it is exactly the same with a car. It is exactly the same with a heart transplant. Him writing it down on a piece of paper and someone looking at it and going, correct. Doesn't matter if he comes away with the knowledge from the class. He was not cheating.
I agree with you up until you say he wasn't cheating. That doesn't mean that he wasn't cheating. It means he knows the material.
Right.
He's, doesn't mean he didn't cheat.
No, it's education.
Look, okay, I've cheated on, I keep spilling all over my goddamn stuff.
He's wrapped, ladies and gentlemen.
Look, okay, music is my thing.
Right.
That is the top of my list of things I know about.
Right.
I've cheated on music tests.
Okay.
I knew the material.
Right.
So how did you cheat?
I don't want to get into specifics, but I 100% cheated,
You took information in with you, or you found some way to...
Well, let me throw another scenario in and see if it's cheating. You have a math test.
Yes.
The test says show your work. Mm-hmm. I just write the answer.
Okay.
Teacher marks it all right because the answers are right.
Sure.
Is that cheating?
No.
It's the exact same thing.
But he didn't show his work, though. He just said...
Right, it's not cheating, it's just not doing the full question. You shouldn't get
That's exactly what he did.
But he didn't. No, because you're missing the point.
No, that is the point.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
He passed in his lab.
Right.
Incomplete.
Yes, it wasn't done. Correct. The cheating comes in when he passes it to that teacher and says, hey, my lab's done.
It was done.
No, it wasn't.
It was completed.
Did you do the lab? Did you do the lab? Did you do the written portion of the lab?
No, not in the way.
When you passed it in with the glued-in corners, did you expect that the teacher wouldn't read it, and so they would think you did the written?
Corners one. Let's go back and recap. The glued-on corners one was complete. If the teacher had broken the seal, I still would have gotten my mark. Other than he probably would have went, "What the fuck's with the glue?"
Oh, you did write the lab.
That one.
Okay.
That
one is not cheating.
The next one was a cover page and blank paper underneath of it.
Right.
Handed in, and my expectation was the teacher would either open it, go, what the fuck, and come back to me and say, you failed this, you're an idiot. Or my other suspicion was he's not reading any of these. He's looking at who wrote it and already has my mark charted in his brain of what I'm worth.
That one is cheating.
Nope, definitely not.
He handed in a lab.
Would you agree that he's cheating the system?
Nope.
How is he not cheating the system?
The teacher is cheating the system.
Exactly.
He handed in a lab to be marked.
Right.
He handed in an empty page.
Right. Expecting that the teacher would not realize that it was empty.
If it came back with a 0% because he didn't do the work, he would have to accept it, would he not?
Sure.
It did not come back with a 0. It came back with an 89. How is that his fault?
So if I cheat on a test and get 100%, it's not cheating.
No, that's different.
You're
If you
comparing
put-
apples with oranges.
If you don't fill out the test,
Right.
if you look at the test and you go,
You don't know the answer, and you
I don't think this fucker's going to go past the front page of this test, and you write out all the answers to page number 1, and there's 5 more pages, and you go, fuck, I'm not doing it because I really don't think this guy's paying attention, and you hand it in, and you know the information. We got to keep this clear.
That's not
you
important,
know the
though.
I don't think
information.
that's important.
That
either.
is not important.
No.
If you don't know the answer to a question and you leave it blank and the teacher gives you 100%, are you cheating?
No, only if.
But you don't even know the information.
Only if you do it with the purpose of.
the intent.
With the intent
So-
of fooling your teacher.
So for
He
you,
wasn't doing it with the intent
Yes, he
to fool
was.
his teacher.
Yes, he was.
He wasn't fooling his teacher.
Yes, he was. Did you get 89% on that empty lab?
I did.
He was fooling his
How
teacher.
did he fool his
No.
teacher?
Because he saw a pattern of, okay, regardless of what I do, this teacher gives me 89%.
Exactly.
I'm going to not do the work, not do the lab, but I'm going to lie to the teacher and
How is
say
he lying?
he's passing in a lab
How is that lying?
because he didn't do
The
the
lab
work.
is empty.
He didn't do the work, but he knows that.
Doesn't matter. He passed in what he expected to
Okay,
be
so
graded.
let's change it that I fill out the paperwork as expected, but I don't put any thought or effort into answering the questions and I answer them all wrong.
Sure.
Is that cheating?
No.
What if I got an 89 on it anyway?
Are you doing it with the intent of
Not giving a fuck?
getting one over on your teacher?
No, I'll just take whatever mark I'm given. I don't care.
You know what? We're 21 minutes into this
Yeah.
thing. He wasn't cheating.